Someone help me, God, I'm gonna die. I feel like I'm living a nightmare, where my own body is this prison, I'm trapped in it, and it keeps me from being able to live my life or even do anything, because I'm so big. But that's the reality I have to face every day now. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm dreading having to live another day in this body, because I'm miserable. And the second my feet hit the floor and I stand up, this jolt of pain shoots up my legs. Because it's just a lot of weight to put on my knees, and they feel like they're gonna buckle at any moment. And to make it even worse, I have severe lymphedema, which are these huge masses that have formed on both of my legs that hang and pull on my inner thighs. So it makes it even more painful to move and get around. It's almost unbearable, and it's a big mental struggle for me to continue to convince myself to try every day to even get out of bed. But I push myself because if I don't, I know that it'll mean my girlfriend Taylor will have to start bathing and cleaning me in bed. And I can't let it get to that point. We live together with my mom, but Taylor is the one who has to help me and take care of me. But I don't want her to have to do any more than she already does for me. So she's my motivation to push myself to get up every day. Because just the thought of her having to clean me or help me go to the bathroom upsets me a lot. So I'm not letting myself become bedridden. But I know I'm getting closer to that point whether I like it or not, because even basic things are hard for me. And I'm terrified of falling anytime I'm up, but especially when I'm in the shower. Because if I do, it will be catastrophic at my size. So I know it's extremely bad. And I'm ashamed at how out of control I've let my body and size get. It's hard for me to and I know that's what the rest of the world sees when they look at me too. All I have to do is take one step outside my front door, and then I can see on their faces, he's an animal, he's a monster. What is that? It's just embarrassing that I've let it get this bad, because I can't stop eating. And there's not a moment where I'm not craving something. And there's nothing that's as good as the first meal that starts the day. Because I've been waiting for it since I went to bed.
Hey, babe. Can you eat right here?
Yep.
I'm gonna get a tray.
Okay. Thanks. Taylor usually brings me something before she goes to work, and we eat together.
You want to drink?
I'll take soda, please. And it's hard to describe the incredible feeling food gives me. It's amazing. Thanks. And nothing in my life has ever been able to compare to the happiness and joy I feel when I eat. So I never want to stop.
I definitely feel like I enable him some. I feel like he's in pain all the time. Brandon can't stand long, he can't lay long, he can't sit long. He's just uncomfortable always. And I feel like eating his favorite foods puts him in a better mood. And I love him, and he deserves to be happy.
I've let food basically become my whole life. And it's been that way for a while now. wouldn't say my home was a peaceful place. My parents were constantly fighting, so there was a lot of screaming that would escalate into things being thrown at each other. So that's mostly what I remember of early childhood. And during those times, I would just normally be in my room. But before I would go to my room, I would go and grab as much food as I could and take it with me. Because it helped calm me down and helped block out what was going on outside my door. I was around 6 at this time, so my weight gain started early on. And I had gotten up to a little over 80 pounds around then.
I was scared for Brandon's weight. I thought he would outgrow it because he would just lose it. As he gets older, that would just go away. But with Brandon, it never did.
Over the next couple of years, my life changed a lot. Because around then, my mom had my younger brother, and then a little over a year later, my younger sister. And thankfully, fighting became less frequent then because my dad got into law school. He had been a bus driver in New York City, and we lived in New Jersey. And all of a sudden, when I was 8, we were moving to Columbus, Ohio, so my dad could be a lawyer. But because of that, my mom had to take on extra jobs to get my dad through law school and to provide for all of us. And we hardly saw her because she had to constantly work, and my dad was always studying. So all the fighting stopped because my parents just weren't around any longer. So I would say it was a better time in my childhood because of that. But it still got stressful for me because I had to look after my younger brother and sister too. I still used food to make me feel better. And by the time I was 12, I made it up to around 250. And that's when my mom started to take notice of how big I was getting. So she started to get really critical of my weight. And her comments increased, and I took that as an insult. And I started avoiding her as much as I could because it would just always lead to a disagreement. Usually about what I was eating, and I would get really upset. But around that time too, I started getting closer to my dad. Because he graduated from law school, so he was able to be around more then, and he was really positive and he would build me up. So I really wanted to be with him because of that. And because he was never critical about my weight and what I was eating. There was a period where he wanted me to start to work out and exercise more. But I know my mom was behind it and that it wasn't him.
We'd have discussions with Brandon's dad about his weight, and sometimes he'd say, let him just enjoy life. But I said, you need to work out with him so that he can lose the weight and he'll have a buddy system.
I wasn't too happy with my mom trying to manipulate my relationship with my dad, so all of that put even more strain on my relationship with my mom. And it didn't work, because I still kept eating and gaining, and by the time I graduated high school when I was 18, I was over 400 pounds. And at that size, it was starting to get a little harder to get around and do as much. But I could still function like I needed, so I went to college. And for the next few years was a really good time for me here, with an emphasis on opera. And it turned out that I had a lot of talent with music. My dream was to move to Florence and audition for an Italian opera. So my weight stabilized because I wasn't eating like I had been for most of my life, because I was happy. But my senior year of college is when everything came crashing down again. I was 21 and I went home to visit, and I found out my dad wasn't living there anymore. He had been having an affair for years, and my mom found out and they split up. And I was just in shock and devastated. I tried to see if they'd get back together, but things didn't go well at all. Because when I got my dad to come over and talk to my mom, he'd say things that no grown man should ever say to a woman. So I kicked him out of the house myself. In just a few short days, my whole relationship with my dad was undone and erased. And I felt so betrayed, because I had to start supporting my family. So I ended up moving back home to help take care of them once I graduated from college. And that meant I had to stop pursuing music and my dreams. I had to give that up. And that wasn't the only thing this all cost me. My relationship with my dad ended. The last words that my father and I said to each other were very harsh, abrasive words that, in other words, said, we're finished. That was around 12 years ago, and that was the last time I ever saw or talked to my dad. And when I took the role of man of the house with my brother and sister, put a strain on our relationship that we've never recovered from. So what my dad did destroyed my life, and I've never forgiven him for that. He just tore down our family like it was nothing, and I've never been able to recover from that. But how I dealt with it was by going back to food. So at that time, I started eating a lot again. I had to work to support our family, and to do that, I had gotten a job as an elementary school teacher, and it was a very active job. But I got too big and couldn't do it. I was 24 at that time, and I put on another 100 pounds over the last few years to get over the 500-pound mark.
Brandon, I remember one time I went to the doctor with him and they went to weigh him and it couldn't even pick up his weight because I think the limit was probably 500 pounds.
I'm not sure when I probably crossed the 600 mark. 27 or 28 years old. And it started to get really hard to do even basic things around then. But I was still trying to get out and go places. And I'm glad because when I was 28, I met my girlfriend Taylor at church. We were just talking and we hit it off. So I asked her out and she said yes and we started seeing each other.
The first time I met Brandon, my first impression was kind of a shock because I've never seen anybody like that before. But once I started talking to him, I realized how sweet and nice of a guy he was.
And I know that if I would have given in and started to just stay home, I would have never met the love of my life. But when we started dating, that's when my lymphedema started to develop. And I got too big to drive, and then I started really struggling with everything. So I couldn't provide for myself anymore. And then Taylor agreed to move in with me and my mom, to be the one who looks after me and helps take care of me. And now I'm 33. I don't know how much I weighed, but it's so bad. I'm almost completely bedridden and have to have help to even function. And I can't believe I've let it get this bad. I'm gonna take the eggs to the table.
Okay.
It's not fair that my mom has to provide for me when I should be helping her out. And this isn't the life for me or for Taylor. I want us to get married, but right now, if I propose to her, what kind of life would I be offering her? Thank you. She'd be saying yes to being my caretaker, and that's not fair to her. We don't do boyfriend-girlfriend stuff partly because of my size, but when it comes to physical stuff, Taylor and I do not partake in intimacy because we're not married yet. We're waiting until we're married, but that won't happen unless I lose the weight, and I'm able to actually give her what she deserves. So I know I desperately need to lose weight, to not only be able to do that, but because it's getting so bad that my body's starting to struggle more and more. And I know that if I don't lose weight in drastic amounts, I will die. My heart or something will give out, and that'll be the end. Smells good, looks real good. But as it is, I'm already not living because of my weight. And I've let so much of my life pass me by. I don't even be a good husband and raise successful children. But I've traded all that for food. And now my worst fear is dying before I get to fulfill any of my dreams. But I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to get to that point where I'll be able to give up how I eat. My love for food and my drive to constantly eat is a part of who I am. And every time I try to change that, I just can't. I'm done. And it makes me feel completely hopeless. And like I'm condemned to this fate where my curse is to eat until I destroy my life and it kills me. And I often ask God, why was I made different? Why was I made with this craving or addiction to food? Where no matter what I do, it only seems to get worse. So it makes me feel broken, and I don't know how to fix myself. But I know I'm at a point now where my eating and my weight are at a limit, and I'm gonna die soon if I don't change. So no matter how hopeless it feels, I have to try something. And if I don't, my weight's gonna end me here soon. Because one night I'm gonna go to bed and I'm just not gonna wake up. Because I'll have finally eaten myself to death. Houston to try and see if I can get help to lose weight. I've made an appointment with Dr. Now, and I'm hoping he'll take me on as a patient.
How are you feeling? Are you nervous? Excited? Scared?
I mean, hopefully people are nice enough to not stop and stare, but the fact that we can see Dr. Now is going to be the highlight.
Exciting.
I'm excited about that. Hopefully he has no reason to not accept me as a patient. I'm desperate, and I don't have any other options than this, so I'm hoping it all works out. Because I'm facing an early death soon, and I have to change. So I'm really hoping this will be it. But I'm nervous about this whole trip.
My biggest fear for if Dr. Now says no is that this could send Brandon in through that, but I would still be there for him, and I would definitely help him through whatever he feels after that.
And I'm already starting to feel a little overwhelmed. But I'm thankful. At least I have Taylor with me for this whole trip to help me when I need it. Not just physically, but also emotionally. Because she has a way of motivating me when I need it too. So as long as she's with me, I think I can handle this.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
But I don't know how much this is going to take for me to make it all the way there to Houston. But I'm very determined right now to succeed. So you just pull up, as close as you can. Right here.
Park the car.
Okay, see you soon. I'm already feeling extremely tired because this is a whole lot of activity for me and it's just taking a lot out of me. This is going to be a lot tougher than I thought because we have 2 flight connections before we get to Houston, so it's like another 12 hours of traveling ahead of us. And I'm already feeling like I'm getting to my limit.
Ready?
Was it far?
Let's go. Not too far.
Okay. Let's do it. I'm in a lot of pain. So I'm starting to get a little worried about being able to make it all the way to the gate. Here we go.
First name, please. Brandon Scott. And I see you got just an extra seat today. Are you going to be comfortable with just the one extra seat?
Well, that's what I have no idea.
Okay, I'm able to issue you another one if you prefer.
Sure, let's do that. Is that in the front row? There's gonna be a little more knee room.
Yeah, you'll pre-board as well, so
Okay.
you'll be one of the first on the aircraft, so you can have a good choice of seats.
Oh, it's a choice of seats. I didn't know that. Okay, thanks so much. I appreciate it, Mom.
Your day.
883.
Starting to feel like I'm on display, and that everyone's starting to gawk at the big man, because I can see them pointing and mumbling to each other when they see me. So I'm feeling like this was a really bad idea, because it's probably only going to get worse from here. As I was walking by a family, one of the children said, "Wow, he's fat, super fat." And also, I've already had several adults stare at me. That, that wears on you. Oh my God. I 100% regret this right now. I cannot believe it, man. I'm just feeling really overwhelmed about everything. Just the whole process is all very difficult. And it's so much easier to just home and not have to worry about all eyes on me. But even though that's not how I want to live, this is definitely one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I'm starting to freak out and I want to go home because I don't think I can do this. I have so much of this trip left to go, and I shouldn't have convinced myself that I was ready to do anything like this, because I'm not. Yesterday was one of the hardest days of my life, and I know I lost it for a little bit at the airport. My anxiety and how overwhelmed I felt got the best of me for a moment. I ended up toughing it out and pushed through the pain, and in some ways I feel good about that, but because of the efforts I gave yesterday, today I'm kind of paying for it a little bit. All the struggle and hard work it took to get here comes down to today and this appointment that Taylor and I are headed to with Dr. Now. And I'm hoping that it all pays off and that I'm able to finally get the help I need today. But I'm nervous. Ever since I got really big, I haven't really liked going to doctors. Partly because I'm scared about what they can find, but I'm also really scared of needles. So I haven't had a checkup in a really long time. So my biggest fear for me.
Brandon Scott?
The other thing I'm nervous about is finding out what I weigh now. I'm hoping I'm still in the 600s, but based off of the last time I was weighed, I think I might weigh over 700 pounds. But I really hope it's not that bad yet, because making it that high would be a whole other level of out of control that my weight will have reached. Need your hand for support. And it'll mean I have even further to go to get to where I need to, and I don't want that. That's what I was afraid of. It's hard to believe I've let my weight get that high. But I've known that it was getting to this point. I can feel it and how hard it is for my body to move around now. But it's still embarrassing to see and know that that number represents me. Because it's just not human. It's not what anyone should ever weigh. So I'm really hoping that I'm able to get Dr. Now's help and change that today.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
How are y'all doing?
Good.
How are you today?
I'm doing all right, thank you. Dr. Nazardan.
Dr. Nazard, I'm Brandon. Nice to meet you.
Hey,
Taylor.
nice to meet you. Where you come from?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. How was your trip down here?
It was tough, Doctor. I'm telling you, it was good, but it was tough for me. I walked 3 different airports, and it put a reality in my mind because it was really hard to walk all that distance.
Well, I can imagine. It's tough for you to walk any distance at your weight because you weighed in today at 718 pounds. That's a lot of weight to try and move around. So tell me about your eating habits.
Portion-wise, I eat too much in one sitting every time.
You eat too much because you don't get full, or what?
I do eat until I feel full, but now that I've stretched my stomach, the full sensation doesn't come until after I've eaten a larger portion because I've been doing it for years now.
Okay. So you sound like someone who's done some research if you're going to tell me about your stretched stomach. But let me clear something up for you. You're overeating because you want to. It's not because of anything else. You got it?
I got it.
So what I want to know are what patterns and habits we're up against that we need to start change with you, okay?
Okay.
Do you eat at home or are you out?
My girlfriend Taylor cooks and my mom cooks.
Who is enabling you to eat more?
I take responsibility for that.
You're right about that. But you're hardly able to walk, so someone has to be getting food and bringing it to you. So does Taylor bring you food at all?
Yes, she does, but she'll include herself into the storyline and say, we should start eating healthier. We should start changing the way we...
So she enabled you reluctantly because she thinks making you happy is love. And then she worries about you because she knows what she's doing is helping to kill you. So it's not love. So Taylor, if you want Brandon to have any chance at doing this, that has to stop today. You understand?
Okay.
Good, because Brandon is 33 and 718 pounds. How long you think you'll live like that?
I feel like I'm lucky to be alive now.
You're right. You're very lucky because very few people in this world make it to the weight you're at and live long. But if you don't do something now, your luck is going to run out. And unless you lose a good amount of weight, you're not going to be a candidate for weight loss surgery because there's no way you can tolerate any kind of surgery and anesthesia.
Okay.
So there's no way around it except that we got to lose weight.
I'm willing to do whatever you tell me.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a diet that is high protein and low carb, and it's limited to 1,200 calories a day. You read all this every day.
Okay.
Give you a list of food to avoid.
Okay.
And you stick to it completely. Okay?
Okay.
And what I want you to do is lose 120 pounds over the next 2 months. You got it?
Okay.
And I also want you to start to get more active. But I see you got a lot of lymphedema.
Yes, both legs.
Both legs. Okay. Can we take a look at your lymphedema and see what's going on?
Sure.
Okay. Let's do that and see. Okay. This is actually not lymphedema. This is just a fat storage in your leg. Okay. What happened when you ran out of the place to store it? There's a place to store it, and then get heavy pulled down and get swollen. Can you push it down a little bit more?
Wow.
You can sit down. Maybe I can see it better if you sit down. Okay. So this is a huge bulk of the fat that is stored in this leg and lesser in the other one. And if you gain more weight, those masses are going to get bigger and bigger.
Okay.
But if you lose weight, this is going to go down.
Okay, good. That's good news.
All right, you can get dressed if you want to. It says here in your file that last time you had a blood work done, complete blood work, you haven't had done. Okay, we need to make sure to do that before you leave, because you can't go that long without basic checkup at your weight. And we need to make sure there's nothing going on with you right now that could be life-threatening. Even something like your blood sugar can be too much for your body to handle, so you can't do that.
I'm scared of needles, Doctor.
Well, it's not optional. And you need to take all this very seriously, Brandon, because you're at the tipping point right now. If you start gaining more weight, it's going to hinder your mobility. Once that happens, then you're going to be bedridden, and your health will start to decay rapidly.
Okay.
So it's going to be very important that you change your life now before it's too late. You ready for that?
I'm more than ready.
Great, because you don't any time to waste. Alright, it was good to meet you both, and I'll see you in 2 months. Nice to see you.
Thank you, doctor.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Alright, but stick around so we can get some blood from you and do a couple tests before you go.
Alrighty, thank you.
I hope Brandon realizes how dangerous his situation is. The large masses of fat in his legs already severely interfere with his ability to remain mobile. And if he gains even just a little bit more weight, he will become bedridden. And once he hits that point, the odds of him being able to survive much longer are very low. So it's extremely important you start to get a lot of weight off of him now, because he's going to run out of time.
Hi. Are you doing the blood work? Okay. I'm scared of needles, so. Okay. Lord. I just trust you. I'm sorry that I'm so nervous.
No, you're fine, don't worry. We're gonna be tired, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Deep breaths. Just don't watch it.
You haven't passed out yet, so you're fine.
I'm not sure Dr. Now gets how afraid of needles I am. Ooh, man, I'm getting weak. So that's one of the reasons I don't go to the doctor.
Get something that you can just place your hand right now.
Okay. So I'm getting extremely overwhelmed. And when I get really worked up, I start to pass out. I need water.
I don't know.
Well, we have cups in that bottom drawer right there.
Yeah.
I can't handle this. I can't do this.
Do you want me to...
I need help. I need help. I need help.
What's hurting? Something
I
hurting?
can't breathe. Please help me.
You might be having a panic attack.
Babe,
Please, someone help me. I'm gonna die.
you need to calm down. Breathe through your nose. Breathe through your nose. In through your nose. Deeper.
Small breath. Long and deep. In. Out.
That's better. Okay, thank you.
Out.
Oh,
In. Out. Okay. There you go.
thank you. Coming to Houston and seeing Dr. Now has pushed me hard. But I'm still going. And I don't want to give up. It's been a month since I've had my appointment with Dr. Now. The whole trip going down there was really hard for me. And coming back was the hardest because I was already worn out physically and emotionally. But I made it back and I immediately started on the diet and the exercises that Dr. Now gave me. Right now, my routine is basically waking up and then do my exercises first thing. I've been making sure that I'm getting up early in the morning so that I can start early in the morning. And then I do it all again right after dinner before I go to bed. I just made the promise to myself that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. Because if I do what I need to do and get surgery, all my dreams for my life and my life with Taylor will be a possibility again. So no excuses or cheating. I'm 100% in on doing this. You ready for breakfast or?
Sure.
Thanks. I'm keeping track of every calorie I eat with the food journal. And Taylor's right there with me. She's helping me prepare healthy meals. And her support right now
nothing else to it, right? Just that?
Yeah, I'll take extra cheese and... Not bad.
Just not what you would normally...
Not gonna get it at a fast food joint.
Right. That's the only thing with the whole diet. It's like, been pretty tough.
I'm glad you're doing it with me.
Yep, definitely need a partner.
Accountability.
Yep.
I have one more month before I go back to see Dr. Now, find out if I hit my goal. And I plan to make the most of that time to get as far along as I can, so that when I'm back on that scale, I'll be exactly where I need to get my approval. Taylor and I are back in Houston for my follow-up with Dr. Now. And I'm feeling confident, but at the same time, I'm still very nervous because I have no idea how much I weigh now. 120 pounds is a lot to have to lose, but I completely stuck to the diet, so I'm just really hoping it's enough to hit my goal.
Brandon Scott?
At my last doctor's appointment, I weighed in at 718. So if I made it to my goal, then I'll be below 598 today. So as long as that first digit is a 5, then I'll be able to breathe easier because I'll know I made it.
Good job.
Yeah,
It's really good.
thanks. And I'm really happy with that. All my anxiety and fear is gone right now, and I'm just excited. Because I feel confident with that weigh-in that Dr. Now is going to approve me for weight loss surgery today.
Hello.
Hello, doctor.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Hey, sir.
I'm doing alright. So I see you made very good progress. You're down to 577.
Yes.
So you lost 141 pounds in 2 months, huh?
Yes.
Good. That's very good. So how did you change your eating habit?
I started keeping a food journal immediately, writing down the calories of everything that I eat, and I make sure that I cut all the sugar and carbs out of my diet and my intake.
Good. That's really good.
Yes,
Are you getting any support at home?
absolutely. Taylor has been doing the diet with me. She's lost weight as well.
I'm trying to do your diet too, so.
Good. Since you lost your weight and you show that you can stick with your diet, I'm gonna approve you for weight loss surgery.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
But now that we're gonna approve you, don't let your guard down and go celebrate with it. So I'm gonna schedule your surgery for 2 months from now.
Okay.
And that won't be enough time for you to move down to Houston to do the program for the next year.
Okay.
But if your progress stops and you start to gain again, we won't move ahead. Got it?
Yes.
I am very proud of Brandon for his progress and hard work these past 2 months, and of Taylor for doing the diet with Brandon to support him. I know making these changes wasn't easy, but both of them seem to be taking this as seriously as they need. The only concern I have is that Brandon doesn't push himself too hard and gets burned out. It's similar to a runner sprinting too hard too early in a race. They get ahead of everyone, but all of a sudden they hit a wall and can't finish because they didn't pace themselves. So scheduling his weight loss surgery for a couple months out will give him more time to show me that he's able to maintain his progress, and that this wasn't just an early sprint that is gonna burn him out soon. Alright, you keep this up and your whole life is gonna change very soon. What's the first thing you're gonna start doing once you start to be able to do more?
I really want to get back to singing again. That's my dream. Do you like to sing?
Sing? No.
No?
I tried that many years ago in the shower,
Oh, okay.
so I'll stick to being a doctor. Alright, you're doing great and I'll see you both in a couple months. If you need anything before then, let me know.
Okay.
Okay?
Wonderful. Thank you again.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Dr.
Nice to see you.
Yes. Man, I have to say that's the best doctor visit ever.
That's good.
I'm so happy I could
Cindy's
die.
proud.
Yeah. This is a huge accomplishment for me. I've never pushed myself the way I have these past 2 months, and I had a lot of fears and struggles doing this. But to make it to this point of getting approved for surgery feels amazing. I know this is going to be a big change for me and Taylor moving down to Houston, but this means that we are finally going to be able to have the life we wanted. So I know it's going to be worth it.
I'll get you another box.
For the past month, Taylor and I have been working on trying to make the move down to Houston. And we still have a lot to figure out. But I want to go ahead and get down there. So we'll start with this one in here. We'll just grab it out.
Perfect.
Okay. The date Dr. Now gave me for my surgery is only a month away. And I don't want to have to reschedule it or wait. Alright, do you think you can get...
Yep.
Awesome. Is it too heavy?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. And my plan is to head down to Houston tomorrow once we're fully packed up. We have a moving van and a lot of our friends are here helping us load all of our stuff in it. And once we're down in Houston, Taylor and I will put it all in storage until we find a place to live. But I know we can get it all figured out if we just get down there.
Thank you.
Taylor's not as sure though. She's really worried that this is too soon and we're not ready yet. And she's been a little stressed. But I think what's really making her feel that way is that she's never been away from her parents, and now she's going to be for at least a year. And I know she's struggling with that, but I know this is something we have to do. My life is on the line if we don't, so I need her to be completely on board with this. And I feel like she's about to reach her breaking point.
I don't even know if I'm doing this. I just want you to calm down. You can't tell me what to do. You know? Okay.
Brandon, we need to have a serious talk, because I'm dead serious right now.
You just need to let her know you need her support right now.
Just stop talking, Mom. Stop talking. Yeah, I know. I need to hit the road, man. Okay,
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I don't know why you don't feel like you can.
Man, I don't want to go. I feel trapped right now. I feel trapped.
I feel like you can do this. I don't know.
It's not just because I have to leave my family. That's not why. It's not that.
If you get there and you put a real, honest effort towards it and you want to leave, there's nobody stopping you. But you can even...
The fact that you can't do it on your own.
I started something, I want to finish it, but I don't want to finish it without you.
That's why I feel trapped.
But, well, no, listen. I can't do this without you. Taylor and I have arrived in Houston, and we're about to head to our new apartment and move all our stuff in. We were packing. Taylor kind of broke down and said she didn't feel like she could do it. Part of it was having to leave her family for so long. She shared how hard that was for her, and that her family didn't want her to make this move either. So that was weighing on her, and the other reasons were that she felt we just weren't ready to be moving down without a place to live yet, or without her having a job lined up. So I told her I'd be willing to see if Dr. Now would give us an extra month, so we'd have more time to get everything we need set up, and she could spend some more time with her family. And she agreed. So it's a month later than I was hoping, but at least we're down here and we have everything we need ready. Look back around and come back up to the office, and we'll have someone give you a key or whatever, and I'll start doing the paperwork. Okay?
Okay, we'll go around.
Taylor's mom and grandmother came with us to be with her. But they aren't staying for the move-in, so I'm gonna get the paperwork for the apartment squared away while Taylor says goodbye to them.
It's okay. My mom is pretty upset, but hopefully she will come visit me soon.
Once the movers get here, we'll get everything moved in and set up. And then I'll be able to just look forward to getting weight loss surgery and moving ahead on the journey.
Hi, Taylor. Edward.
Hey, pleasure to meet you.
Brandon will be here shortly,
All right, perfect.
so let's go ahead and get started. Unloading some stuff.
Dr. Now said he didn't have a problem rescheduling my surgery for a month later, as long as I kept losing weight like I needed. So my surgery is currently scheduled for a few weeks from now. And I'm really hoping when I show up, I've done what I need to move ahead with my operation. It's taken a lot for me to be able to get to this point. And I'm really ready to move ahead. So if that doesn't happen, it's going to be pretty devastating to me and to Taylor.
When Brandon arrived for his surgery, we checked his weight and ran some tests. He's down to 509. But the problem is he has developed cellulitis on his legs. And the fatty masses on his legs are starting to succumb to bacteria and get infected. So we're running some tests to determine how severe it is right now. Brandon said he's been feeling sick for the last couple of weeks. He didn't let us know. So I am concerned right now because if any of this bacteria gets into his bloodstream, it can be very life-threatening.
Okay, just spin it lower,
Okay,
and then move up again,
if you can
and then
do it in a gentle manner, I just want to let you know that even the slightest touch is killing me so bad. Lord Jesus, help me, Lord God. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ, I can do this.
just compress a little bit. Okay.
I can do this, Lord. I can do this, Lord, through you, Lord. I can do this.
This cellulitis can also lead to him developing a blood clot in the leg. And if that happens, and if it gets dislodged, it can travel to the heart and lung, causing pulmonary embolism that could kill him. So this is an issue that we have to address before it gets any worse. Because his health could very quickly start to deteriorate with this, and it would likely be too much for his body to handle, and he won't make it. So he is in no condition to move ahead with weight loss surgery. And our priority right now is to resolve his cellulitis before it's too late.
I've been in the hospital since yesterday, and I'm just waiting on my diagnosis from Dr. Now. So I'm still just really nervous. And I'm hoping to get some answers soon, because I just want to know what's going on.
Yesterday, Brandon came in for his weight loss surgery, but he had severe infection in his legs that had developed into cellulitis. It looked like he has some bad supply chain in that area of his body, which can be very dangerous when you're his size, because any infection can very easily and quickly become blood-threatening. So we had to postpone his weight loss surgery, and we've been running some tests on him to determine how dangerous his condition has become, or whether it has led to a severe condition like a blood clot in his leg.
Hello. Hello, Dr. Now, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
Well, that depends on what you tell me.
Okay, this is a serious infection in the leg. I need to give you some IV antibiotic to get that under control. Yeah, this is all soft tissue infection. Not only the skin, the fat is also very hard because the infection is getting into the tissue back here. So that is going to be something that we need to get some antibiotic to get that infection under control. Okay. The Doppler, the ultrasound showed there is no blood clot in the leg.
Okay.
So this is good. So we keep you on IV antibiotic, and you need to get up and do some walking and see if we can get you over this as soon as possible. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So you feeling okay?
I feel a lot better. And what will be for me a good time frame to think about as far as surgery at this point?
Well, first we have to get over this, and that's the priority. But it could take a month or two, because it's not just about cleaning up your infection, but making sure your body is ready for surgery. So focus on recovery.
Okay.
And if you do that, we will figure out the timing of moving ahead with you as soon as possible, okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, Brandon, and I'll see you later. Unless there are any unforeseen issues, we should be able to clear Brandon's infection in a week or two, and then we can send him home. But he's still going to have to continue antibiotic for a little while after that to make sure none of the infection come back. And once he had enough time, and we're confident his body is not compromised from the additional strain of this, then we'll consider moving ahead with his weight loss surgery.
I'm still disappointed about having to wait even longer for my weight loss surgery, but at least I'm still going to have a chance to get there. So this is just a minor setback as far as I'm concerned. After almost 2 weeks in the hospital, Dr. Now said that he felt like I'd recovered enough to go home. But I still have a ways to go before I'm fully recovered from the cellulitis. Dr. Now told me I need to keep taking my antibiotics for a couple more weeks so that the infection doesn't get aggravated and come back. And if I do that, I should be improved enough here soon to be able to get weight loss surgery. So I'm working hard to make sure I stay on track. But emotionally, it was a big blow to me to have my surgery delay again. It's been over 2 months since I was originally supposed to have it. And I'm starting to get afraid that if I don't get it soon, stay focused now more than ever. The biggest thing that's been helping me has actually been my music. I've been able to start playing more again. I've been using it to try and help keep me focused and let some of how I feel out. And it's helping, and right now that goes a long way. Because there are times I really just want to give in right now and go get some fast food or have some dessert. And I can't let that happen. I'm at the hospital and I'm hoping I'm getting weight loss surgery today. But it's all going to come down to my weight and if I'm still losing. I've continued to struggle with some really hard moments. And a few times I know I've given in a little. So I'm very worried that there's a chance my weight loss won't be enough.
Come on in. Hi.
Let's see how much you weigh this time.
Any more rescheduling or delays will be too much for me. And I don't think I'm going to be able to handle it. And I'm worried just the emotions from that will be enough for me to start to give in. So I have to have made it today. But I'm scared I'm going to lose everything. I hope I get weight loss surgery today. Dr. Now told me I had to keep making good enough progress. So I hope wherever I'm at today, it's enough. That's only around a 20-pound weight loss in the last month and a half. But I really hope he sees how much I'm trying. But I guess all I can do is get ready and hope I'm moving ahead and wait and see. Hi, Dr. Now.
How are you today?
It depends on what's happening today.
Well, today we're doing your weight loss surgery. It's enough to show me you're still trying. But your recent test showed there may be some issues with your gallbladder, so Go look at your gallbladder. If there is any indication there's going to be a problem, we're going to remove that too.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's get you started, okay?
All right. Thank you, doctor.
All right, you're welcome.
He's blinged out. You saw that stethoscope.
Ready?
It's time?
It's time.
Love you, Mom. I'll see you in a little bit. Love you.
I knew my life was going to go one way or the other today. And I'm thankful it's going in the direction I need. Because this surgery is going to be what gives me my life. I haven't had one for so long. So I'm 100% ready for this today, and I have no doubts, no matter the risk. And there's nothing that could change my mind about taking this step today.
Today we're attempting to do a gastric sleeve procedure on Brandon. So far, he's lost a significant amount of weight on his own, but his progress is starting to slow significantly, and that trend is only going to continue with him. Okay, let's begin. We can turn the room light on. So this surgery is going to be a very helpful tool for him to continue to make the progress he needs, because what surgery does is reduce the stomach by 90%, leaving a small narrow tube that looks similar to a sleeve. So the patient's food intake is physically limited and the patient is less hungry. So this operation will give them an opportunity to lose even more weight. Okay, hold it right there. But even though Brandon has made a lot of progress up to this point, he still has a significant amount of weight, creating a lot of strain on his body. Very long stomach, huh? So if at any point we are concerned that his body may not be able to handle it, we will have to end the operation. Okay, let's go to the check. Some of the tests we ran a little earlier showed that he may have a significant number of gallstones that will be very problematic for him if it is not addressed. So if we determine that's the case, we will need to remove it as well.
It's definitely hard to wait to hear back from the surgeons when Brandon's out. It feels like an eternity has passed, and so I'm just anxious and ready to go back there and see him.
It looks like he has gallstones, so we need to remove his gallbladder or this could get really bad for him. He can't afford to develop complications from this. Everything that went through. What's the split? Now, let's introduce his sleeve. So take it out. It's almost there. There it on the table. Alright, room light on. Let's close it up. Okay, all finished. Alright, Brandon's surgery went very well. We were able to do some gastrectomy and we also removed his gallbladder. So we'll get him to recovery now so he can rest. For the first month, he's going to stay on liquid diet and that should help him to lose at least 40 pounds in that time. And after that, he should be able to lose at least 30 pounds a month until he gets close to his target. But what's going to be extremely important is that we make sure Brandon starts with psychotherapy as soon as he recovers from surgery, because he has a lot of emotional and psychological issues at the root of his pathological eating. And if he doesn't, he will eventually start going back to food again and overeating. So it's very important we do everything we can to prevent Brandon from failing.
Doctor now is sending me to therapy, so that's where I'm headed right now. The last month since my weight loss surgery hasn't been too bad. The liquid diet took some getting used to, but I enjoyed how the surgery has completely taken away my appetite. Not having the cravings and temptations I was starting to struggle with has been something I welcome. So I feel great and I'm doing really well. And I don't really think I need therapy to keep that going. But I said I'd do whatever Dr. Now tells me to do. So I'm keeping my word and going.
Hello, Brandon.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Lola.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Why don't we go right on in?
Sure, thank you.
And we'll get started.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I've been overweight for the majority of my life, if not all my life.
What was the family climate like in regards to your weight?
Yeah, my family was very, they were strong advocates for me being healthy, getting healthy.
Were they kind?
Yeah, for the most part. My mom was the stronger advocate of the two parents.
Now, what was your relationship like with Dad growing up?
Outspoken about how he's very proud of how I was his firstborn, and he was always bragging to other family members and friends and people we would come across about me, you know. So I took pride in that.
So you weren't short on praise growing up.
No, I had a good life. I mean, I never wanted for anything. So
Your father must be so excited for you and proud now.
well, now we don't have a relationship, so that's all gone now. So
That's gone?
all of that's gone now.
Tell
Yeah.
me a little bit about what happened there.
Well, now my parents are divorced, and but my dad and I had a falling out, and so I haven't seen him or spoken to him since.
When you say a falling out, describe to me what that looked like.
All I know is that is that there was some infidelity, and we had an argument over the phone, and he said choice words to me, and I said it back to him, and that was the last thing we said to each other.
Wow. What's it been like for you to go from being so close to your dad to nothing?
At the moment, at that time, it felt like such a blow. It had me questioning, like, why, if all of that were all the times that he bragged about me and made me feel special were real and true, then why would you ever waste that and jeopardize any of your relationship with your kids and your wife by going elsewhere with anyone else?
You know, Brandon, it's really important that you don't let the infidelity and the breakup of the family negate any good feelings or good experiences that you shared with your father. It doesn't make his praise and adulation for you inauthentic.
Okay.
Just because the marriage ended, okay?
Okay.
And so I say all that to say, don't judge.
I don't know. I guess that makes sense.
So Brandon, now that you recognize the importance in not judging your father, nor negating his love and affection for you, I think it's really important that you consider writing him a letter, just telling him about your life and the way it is today, and
I don't know. It's been so long, I just don't feel like I can do that. But I'd like to be as open to it as possible.
then you can decide for yourself whether or not that letter is something you wish to send.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing with me today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
And I look forward to scheduling your next session.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this therapy appointment. I think in some ways it was really good, but I still don't agree that I need to dig up the past. It just doesn't make sense to relive any of that and make myself go through that again. I've been doing fine up to this point without dealing with all that. So I'm confident I can keep focusing on the positive and making progress without any letter. He's been out of my life, and at this point, I don't see any reason to try to let him back in. This past month hasn't gone as well as I would have hoped, because I've had some cravings and the temptation to try to eat some things I'm not supposed to. But I think the problem is that I went to therapy and dug up the past and things about my father and my childhood and all the emotions I had around that when I had already moved past those things. Or I guess I thought I had. All of this emotional stuff has come out of nowhere for me and kind of blindsided me. I'm not sure about reaching out to my dad yet, but what I think I can do is start by talking to my mom about some of the things she did will help me resolve some of how I feel.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey,
Come on with you.
going good.
Good. How did your appointment go with the counselor?
Went well. But one of the things the therapist talked about was she wanted me to consider reaching out to Dad just to see where things can go from there. And I was not open to that at all. But I did tell her that I would just keep an open mind, just think about it at least. So I really don't know if I'm going to do that. But if I were going to do that, I don't have any idea how I would even go about doing so. Do you have any?
I think you know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I don't have a phone number or anything, and I'm grateful that I don't.
All right, Mom. I just wanted to thank you for all that you've done. You've always been here for me.
If you don't have the support of your family, then who do you have?
Well, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Love you.
Love you. Bye. I think that went okay. I'm not sure how I feel or if that's something that's gonna help me, but I do feel like I was able to share some of how I felt for a long time, that I've kept bottled up since I was a kid. I wasn't looking for an apology, and that's not something I need from her. So I'm really hoping that's gonna help me start to get to a better place and help alleviate some of the struggle I've been feeling recently, because I can't let myself start gaining again. This past month hasn't really been much easier. I've still been struggling like I was the month before, because all the issues that were coming to the surface still are. So my monthly weight loss is still not where it should be right now. And I know I have to do something more drastic and take this all more seriously if I don't want it to get worse. I had another session with Lola, and she really pushed the need for me to address things I've buried about my father and to consider calling him to try and see if I could start a conversation with him about it before my emotions start to trip me up anymore. Hey. I got his number.
Where'd you get this from?
Online.
And it was on there? Wow. Well, what are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. I was thinking about what Lola was saying at the therapy session, and I know she really wants me to reach out, but I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know, what do you think?
I honestly think it could go either way. It could be a really good thing or a really horrible thing, but I guess you'll never know if you don't try.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, he might not even want to talk to you at all.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not even sure that I
yeah.
want to talk to him either, so I'll just think about it.
I'll support you, whatever you decide.
Well, thank you. This is big. This is really big. Make sure I stay on track and continue making progress. willing to work as hard as I possibly can. But this is too much. And I can't do it. I just can't do it. Over the past couple of months, my weight loss has been slowing because I've been struggling with a lot of emotions that involved my past, particularly my childhood and my dad. The process of the journey seems to have brought it all to the surface. And I know I can't just run from them or bury them like I have my whole life. So after I tried to work up the courage to call him and couldn't, I'm writing a song about my father to at least try to take a step in the direction I need to face this. Hey Taylor, you want to come out here and check out what I have so far?
Sure.
Give me an idea of how to piece it together, because it's not really fitting all like lyrically with the rhythm of the song. Let's see. Super rough.
People saying I should feel something about what you did back then. It's in the past, but now it's over. Better believe me that it's over. People mad cause I'm really feeling nothing. Feeling nothing even though it's something. I should be sad, I should be broken. I should be angry and outspoken.
What do you think?
Sounds really good so far.
Sound like it could be a real song?
For sure.
It's still a work in progress, but I'm gonna finish it. Starting was the hardest part, and I'm not backing down from facing what I need. I just may be able to do it how I know and in my own way. Pretty much the same amount, with an 8-pound loss. Dr. Now said I'm supposed to be losing at least 30 pounds a month right now. So if I'm back on track and losing like I need, then that'll mean I'm at or below 375 today. So I'm really hoping to see that number.
Good job, Deva. That's awesome. Okay, you guys can go ahead and go to room 5.
Okay, thanks. That's not where I'm supposed to be at, but at least it's a lot closer. That's more than I lost in the previous 2 months combined. So I'm glad to see that and that I'm improving. And hopefully Dr. Now feels the same way.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Dr. Now.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. Alright, so you're down to 383 today.
Yes.
That's a lot of weight you lost and you're short for your town. That's very good.
Yes, thank you.
And you lost actually 335 pounds.
Yes.
And can you tell me your life is different now?
Yes, absolutely. I am enjoying life a lot more and everything is easier. And so I couldn't be happier.
Well, you're doing fantastic overall. But my concern is that you should be losing at least 30 pounds a month right now. And you're still only doing half that. But it's a lot better than only losing 8 pounds a month.
Yes, yes.
So the trend is going in the right direction. We just need to make sure that continues, okay?
Okay,
But overall, you've done great, and that's one big person you lost, huh?
that's right.
You feeling much better now?
I feel great. I don't know if I told you before on my first visit, walking from the lobby to here was too far.
Yeah, it was too far.
It was too far, Dr. Now. Now it's just funny because Yeah, it's not anything. Yeah.
Well, that's great improvement. I'm
Yeah.
proud of your progress, and I think it won't be too long before you're ready for skin surgery, and then you're gonna be a totally different person, being under 200 pounds.
Do you know what you want to do first? The upper body or lower body, or just depend?
Well, let me take a look at your extra skin in your abdomen and your leg and see what's going on with it. Alright, got a lot of extra skin we can take off, okay? Let's see how the leg doing. Better in your pants, these are too big.
Yes.
Need to wash them with warm water. A lot of fat in it. So if we lose that weight, and we can take all that skin off in the both leg and get your leg more natural gain, and you can walk and do exercise much easier.
Yes.
How's the arm doing?
Yeah, let me show you the arms.
Yeah, the arm gonna be easier to go ahead and do, and start with this while you're losing weight, and it's gonna be easy to heal.
Okay.
Probably we're gonna end up taking 60-70 pounds of extra skin off of you.
Oh, wow. That's good news.
So we have our game plan. Once you get under 350 here soon, we'll start with your arms. And then we remove the excess skin on your stomach, and later we do your legs. And by that time, you should be very close to your target weight of 180. And if you start losing a little bit more each month and stay on track, then we can definitely have you there in the next year. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay. You're doing great, and I'm proud of your progress. And you're gonna be one of the few people that have lost 500 pounds in another year or so.
Awesome.
I'll see you both soon, and if you need anything, give me a call.
Thank you so much, doctor. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm very happy with Brandon's progress over the last year. He has struggled off and on, but overall he's done great. Was a little concerned when his weight loss dropped to only 8 pounds a month so soon after surgery. And even though he's not quite back out to where he should be with his monthly weight loss, he's headed in the right direction now. But as long as he continues to make progress and works hard, we will make sure he has all the tools and support he needs to be able to hit his target weight of 180 pounds this next year.
To hear Dr. Now say he's proud of me feels really good. But I know I still have a good amount to do still to make it to my target. And then it's not going to be easy. But I'm not going to shy away from any of it, even for a minute. Tonight I've got a gig, a little place where I'm going to play a set. So I'm getting back into the saddle of performing. And I'm really excited about that. And to have Taylor by my side doing it is just like a dream come true. Surprise her tonight by singing it on stage.
Ready?
Yeah. So I'm really amped up about this, and I can't wait. A year ago, I thought I was gonna be dead soon. So to be here now is an incredible feeling. My weight had left me with no future or even a hope of one. And not just mine, but Taylor's too. But now I'm able to start pursuing my dreams again. And Taylor and I can have the life we've dreamed of together. Ever since I first knew her, I wanted to give her the world, because that's what she gave me. And for that to be possible now is what's the most amazing to me and what I'm most grateful for. Taylor has stuck with me through thick and thin, and I love her with all my heart. And I can't wait for the life we have ahead together now.
Well, thank you everyone for coming out to support me. My name is Brandon, and I'll be your entertainment for the evening. There's a little backstory to this first song. So this is my girlfriend here in the corner. Her name's Taylor. And this song got me that girlfriend. So this is for you, Taylor. you smile, girl, and how you're always on my mind, girl, just makes me wanna write a song for you.
I'm determined to make it to my target weight this next year. But I know it's going to take a lot for me to do that. And I will. I'm still working up the courage to reach out to my dad. I'm not giving up on that. I'll face that and whatever else I need. I'm not running or backing down from any of it. I'm starting to live the life I could only dream about a year ago. And being able to give Taylor the life she deserves is priceless.
You are my world, beautiful girl.